Code white, 2 southeast. Code white, 2 southeast.
Hi guys, welcome back to Grippy Sock Talk. Today, Jen and I have Stacy. And in case you guys didn't know, this month is DV Awareness Month. And if you're not sure what it is, you can Google it. Just YouTube sometimes kind of weird about us talking about certain things, but it is DV Awareness Month. And this is her story that we're going to be talking about today.
Hi, Stacy. Welcome. Thank you for trusting us with your story. Can you start by sharing a little bit about who you are today outside of your experience with abuse?
Oh, well, first and foremost, I'm a mom. I have 3 incredible kids. Love them to pieces. They keep me on my toes. They're all autistic, so that's a good time. I am currently in my master's for counseling psychology.
Love it.
So that's something that's I'm in just wrapping up my first year of that, so that's a little bit exciting.
That's crazy.
Yes.
I have a crazy lapdog who is 100 pounds and doesn't realize she's 100 pounds.
Yay, I love that.
Have the smallest, most effective rodent control of the world. He's a less than 10-pound cat who thinks he's a giant.
I love that.
It's like the opposite. I love it.
It's the opposite, yeah. And they're both black because, aesthetics are important. And I am a very proud military spouse. I am very proud of my husband's service, and he is still actively serving right now.
Well, I guess on that, are you willing and ready to share your abuse story with us? I guess. Sorry.
I did a bit of public speaking about it when I was a kid as part of restitution for stuff, so we'll get back into that vibe. But yeah, I guess the best place to start there is at the beginning. So let's all go to the way back. The year of our Lord, 1998.
Way back.
90s, folks. So 98, I was 13. I was in 8th grade. And nobody do the math and figure out how old I am, okay? Because let's just not do that.
Let's just skip that.
It's fine. It's fine. So I was 13, and a friend of mine, a boy I'd grown up with, we'd started small town. It was small town Ontario, and we had started kindergarten together and had gone all the way to school together. And he was the resident bad boy of the Catholic school system. And I was your resident misfit dorky girl. And somehow we ended up all thrown in the same friend group because when you don't belong, you don't belong. And we all found it kind of fell into a thing with each other. Traditional, asked me out with a note the way you do in 8th grade. So very wholesome.
Circle yes or no.
Yep. Yeah, if you want to be my girlfriend, yes or no, check it off on a lined piece of paper, slip to me in math class. And I was too young to realize a lot, because at 13 you know absolutely nothing but think you know everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And that started what ended up being 7 years of my life that got very messy very quickly. So he was a young guy. Well, let's call him Joe. Why not? Let's go with Joe.
Not real name. Not the real name.
Not his real name. He's made a good life for himself outside of things, and I'm not going to ruin that for him. Well, actually, I kind of wish I could, but we're going to rise above. We're going to rise above. It's fine.
Yeah.
We'll talk later. No, I'm just kidding.
We'll figure it out later.
We'll figure it out after.
But so it started with your typical 13. We dated for 2 weeks. We broke up. He dated my best friend. They broke up. Typical eighth grade crap. And when I mean resident bad boy, I mean we were in Catholic school and he was in 8th grade and he already had a tattoo. And he was adopted. And if you know anything about the Catholic
Ugh.
crazy, is what I like to call it,
Yep.
adoption is something they used to throw at kids
Yeah.
as an insult or an attack or a punishment. So he was already kind of, his mom was extremely, extremely devout, and she got sick. She got breast cancer. She got very, very sick very, very quickly, and was one of those very devout people who thought that prayer was going to save her, and denied all treatment and passed away horrifically.
Oh,
When I was just about 14, he was about 6 months younger than me, so he was still 13. And that triggered something in his head.
Yeah.
He couldn't cope with it. There was either trauma from his childhood that he doesn't really remember, but comes up in bad times or whatever. And things started going off the rails very, very quickly. He got incredibly possessive. He started being very, very pushy with me physically. Not like he wasn't attacking me yet, but I mean, it was sexually, on the sexual side of things. He really wanted to take that step. We were just kids. And on top of that, we were kids in the Catholic school system. So you learn absolutely nothing about that.
no.
And so we were still, I think it was about a month before my 14th birthday when we took that step. So I was incredibly, incredibly, incredibly young when I got sucked into something that was bigger than either one of us really saw or understood at the time. We were incredibly dramatic in the way young teenage romance is. We were friends first, at least in the beginning. We were friends first, so it was like going to the movies with my buddy, but we would go home and screw later. It was like you didn't,
Yeah.
and back then you didn't have the same kind of supervision you
No.
have now.
No,
A lot
you
of the
did
parents
not.
were working.
I think we're the same age if I figured my math out right. I think we're the same age.
It was
So
a different world. It was a different world. I'm
Very
kind of
different.
grateful not a lot of it ended up on the internet. We'll put it that way.
Yeah. Oh,
yes.
thank you.
But
Yeah.
we started sneaking out. I was going through some mental health stuff of my own. My family life wasn't super great, so I was very, very in the headspace of I just very badly wanted to be loved by somebody. And he was somebody who loved me in a way that was consuming. It was everything because I was everything to him. At least then.
Yeah.
Like, we hit our 10-month anniversary and he made dinner reservations. 10 months is a big deal back then.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, at that age, yeah.
Yeah.
It's huge, right? So he made a big dinner reservation. We went to the only 4-star restaurant in my area because I mean small town.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
And yeah, it was McDonald's. It was this beautiful, beautiful 4-star restaurant in an old inn. And he took me there and he brought me, and I think this is where the shift really officially changed, is he brought me a dozen roses and a promise ring. And he told me there was 1 rose for every month we had been together and 2 until he could legally propose.
Okay.
God.
So it was
Wow.
love bombing in the most you'd think it came out of a book way. Like,
Yeah.
it was, and you're powerless against that at 14.
Yes.
Yes, you are.
That is everything. This is somebody who wanted me for exactly who I was. He didn't care that I was athletic. He didn't care that I didn't run around doing all the makeup. He didn't care that I preferred heavy metal to Backstreet Boys. It never, I got to be myself.
Yeah.
So it never struck me as dangerous
Yet.
right
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
So of course we hit high school. everything shifted because high school. Now you're opening
Yep.
a whole new group of people.
Mhm.
And I would go and I would make friends, or at least try really, really hard to make friends. And he would show up initially as being the supportive boyfriend and just wanting to be around me and holding my hand and sitting in his lap at lunch and all of that stuff, to going behind my back and sleeping with every single girl I made friends with.
Fucking knew it. Knew it.
All of them.
Wow.
And he, at this point, I didn't know it yet, but at this point he had started to get very heavily into, and I'm not talking just pot, which
Yep.
I
Yep.
don't count in that category in any way, shape, or form.
Mhm.
I think if he had been on the right pot, it might have changed a lot.
Yeah.
But he had started dabbling with, which was a very, very big thing, late 90s, early 2000s.
Yes.
Because raves were all the thing back then,
Yeah.
right? So,
Yep.
everyone was dabbling in all of that. And the town that our school was in was kind of a gateway town in between the GTA and the more northern area, like Barrie, all of that stuff in Ontario. So it kind
Yep.
of sat somewhere in the middle. So there was a lot that came through here that were active in the town. So my tiny little Catholic high school at the time had 600 some odd kids in it, had a booming rate.
Yep.
And not just pot.
Yep.
Not just
Yep.
pot. He was drinking heavily. I mean, we were all starting to drink a little bit at that point. It's, again, late 90s, high school. It was...
What else you gonna
was-
do?
What else you gonna do?
Exactly.
Small community.
Small town,
I get
man.
it. I get
Yeah.
it.
Getting into trouble and all of that. And it started to get very, very ugly for me at school. And I hadn't quite put two and two together. It was, I was getting bullied really badly, and I was starting to get attacked really badly. And rumors started going around about how I was easy and how, if someone paid me $20, I would give them a in the bathroom. It turns out that he had started that because he was trying to use me to get to other girls, to get to whatever. I was his... I don't even know what I was at that point. He was very, very solidly using me to get whatever he could out of people. He is an incredibly
He wanted to
intelligent
isolate you.
Yeah, he was completely and utterly cutting me off from everybody. He was, he wanted to control every single aspect of my life. Even back then, he wanted to control every single aspect of my life. So anytime a guy would be friendly with me, I played a lot of sports. I talked to a lot of guys because I played a lot of sports. And in small towns, there aren't girls' teams.
No.
So if you are a serious
Right.
athlete, you are on the boys' team.
Yep.
Yep.
And being the only girl on a boys' team is hard enough.
Yep.
Now factor in a jealous boyfriend who's trying to isolate you and alienate you and take things away. I played softball competitively. I played basketball competitively. I was on the school team for volleyball and tennis, and I rode horses. Like you name it, I dabbled. And he kept getting mad at me for performing well.
'Cause you're
My
going off
baseball
then.
my baseball team was very good. As I got older, they were scouting me and some of the guys a little bit. And I ended up playing in a tournament, softball tournament, and he actually came under the pretense of supporting me. And I got injured, as teenage girls are wont to do when they play a lot of hard sports,
Yeah.
playing with the boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I hyperextended my knee,
Oh.
and
Wow.
not even a little bit, like it was bad. And then I finished the tournament because I was, young and stupid.
Yeah.
And it's fine. I'll walk it off.
Yeah, I've done
And
that.
yeah, I finished out my tournament, and then and he was happy that I was hurt because he thought that meant I was done.
Right.
That
Yep.
I was going to be done. 2 weeks later, I started basketball, and well, I was not done. We'll put it that way.
You weren't done.
I wasn't done.
No.
I ended up being done later. That basketball season was rough. I was on crutches a lot. He would make it worse. So I'd go to his house and he would rub my knee, try to make it better and all of that stuff. But really I don't know what he was doing, but it was doing more damage
Well,
to the inside of my knee. So I spent a great deal of that basketball season on crutches off and on while still trying to play. Well, at this point I'm about 16. So, the colleges are looking 15, 16. And, he had done something. He had messed with my knee brace because I had a hinged knee brace, so I could still play because basketball is not a great sport on your knees to begin with.
No, it's not.
And I was playing. We were shorthanded. There were 5 of us, but we were shorthanded, and it was a tournament. And he had messed with the hinge in my knee brace.
Oh my God!
And I didn't know. So I was playing, and I played forward. So I did a lot of the rebounding and stuff because I was still taller than the boys at that point.
Yeah.
And I came down from a rebound. Just you're a paramedic, so you're you're cringing already. I can see it. I came down from a rebound. I heard a pop. I looked over at the clock. There was 2 minutes and 24 seconds left in the game. So I finished the game.
Yes, you did.
And I walked off the bench, I walked off the court and I sat down and I cried because I knew I was done. I knew. Turns out that what he had done to the hinge when I had come down, my knee, which had already hyperextended, so all the tendons and everything were all loose and struggling. I had torn all the ligaments out of my knee. Managed to not tear any tendons at this point, but I tore every single ligament you could possibly tear in the knee.
My knee is actually twinging right now. I'm not even lying.
Yeah. And my basketball career was over.
Done.
My baseball career was over.
Done.
Any sport I wanted to play on any competitive level was over. They wanted to give me full knee surgery, and I couldn't do it because I was too young for them to do much.
Right. Oh my God.
And that was the first time that his physical intervention caused serious harm.
So I have a question. Did you know then, or did you find out later that he messed with your brace?
I found out when they cut the brace off.
Obviously you didn't know before it happened, but
I didn't know before it happened. I found out when they cut the brace off my knee.
And you knew it was him?
Well, it
He
had
was
to
the only
be.
person who was handling my equipment.
Oh,
Mother.
punch him.
And I want to say quickly, I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. So I know all about hyperextending joints, and I can't play any sports because of it. So just imagining you hyperextending your knee and he messed, that's wild.
That's messed up, man.
It's messed up.
That's messed up.
Garbage. He's garbage.
That was my first real brush with how far he was willing to go.
That's the first part too.
Hang on to me. And it wasn't even to hang on with me, because here's the really funny part. At this point, we were in one of our off phases. He was one of my friends here. And he was still trying really, really hard to, because, we were teenagers, so we were off and on. We were always on, but he didn't publicly say we were on. Teenagers.
Yep.
And at that point, my depression spiraled. Sports was my outlet. Sports was a huge part of who I was. And I was getting crap with my mom, and my grades were screwing up, and I was just miserable. I was getting into trouble because I wasn't emotionally stable, so I was acting out. I was lashing out at everybody. I was not a particularly great person at this point to be around in any way, shape, or form. And finally it got to the point where some of the girls he was sleeping around with were starting to threaten me at school. And then I found out one of them was pregnant.
No.
So I navigated becoming a step parent at the age of 16.
Shut the front door. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell.
No, every time I say it, it sounds even more messed up when I actually talk about it. But yeah,
You got a girl
I was
pregnant, but you were still with them, so you were a stepmom at 6.
I became a stepmom at 16 because he couldn't maintain a relationship outside of the one with me for longer than 3 months.
Because he's a piece of garbage. Sorry.
So all of the girls he was with outside of me in this stretch, they would rotate in 3-month cycles. They all thought he broke up with me. He never did.
What is wrong with people?
Oh my God.
Wait till I get to the end and I tell you the number. We'll get there. But so one of them was pregnant. I became a stepmother at 16. I chose to not blame the child.
Thank God.
In that case.
Good for you.
I couldn't, even back then, I couldn't do it.
No.
She
The
is
baby
an
didn't
incredible
ask to be
girl.
cool.
I love her to pieces. She still calls me her stepmom. I still call her my stepdaughter.
I love that. I'm sorry.
We've had a relationship, even when she was going through her own trouble growing up. We always had a relationship, and we still do, and I love her to pieces.
Stacey, that makes me so happy for you and her.
I fell in love with her, and the second her mom handed her over to me, because I also befriended her mother, and I am still friends with her mother to this day. Believe it or not.
Were we separated at birth? Like, you and I are the same.
So I'm still very, very her mother. We basically
Good.
consider each other sisters. She's auntie to my kids. I'm auntie to her other kids. We have an incredible bond that even being across provinces hasn't changed. Even though we were 15 and 16 at this point. So I was a year older. So we were just babies, and we already, and I mean, we fought like cats and dogs, which is why we're more like sisters than friends. But
That's so good.
I also love her. I do. I just love her to pieces.
I'm so happy about that.
But yeah, so her mom handed her to me, and I fell in love, and that was it. Like this is the first child that I was just like, nope, I would die for this kid.
Yes.
Right off the bat. So he tried to be with her for a little while for the sake of my stepdaughter. I stepped aside, I guess you could say it that way, to let them try and figure that out. But I was always there. I was always in the picture, in the background. Like he couldn't let go of me.
I was just gonna ask,
Yeah.
was it him kind of keeping you under his thumb a little bit?
Yeah, he couldn't let me go.
Yep.
In December that year, so that would be December 2000, I dropped out of high school. I couldn't do it anymore. I left school.
That's terrible.
And my mom at the time lived outside of town. So if I was going to get a job, which is the rule if I wasn't in the schools, I had to get a job. Well, I had to move into town. So at 16 years old, I moved in with my boyfriend. And officially...
This is just a snowball effect.
Yep.
Yeah. So at this point, now I'm 16 and I'd moved in.
Did he have his own place, or was he living with his...
Nope. We were with his dad.
Okay.
So I moved in. The adults at this point were just like, well, the kids are going to do what the kids are going to do. At least they're supervised by an adult this way. And
But were they?
Yeah.
But were they?
How well that goes.
Yeah.
Supervised as our parents supervised us back in the day.
We had the basement to ourselves. We set up, we had... Over the years, we collected animals. We had reptiles. We had exotic pets. He was very into witchcraft, so he had a lot of that going around. We would collect strays. So if one of our friends needed a place to crash, we would find a place to do that.
Okay.
We kept bringing in people. And
stray people.
Yeah.
I thought you meant stray animals. I was like, I love that.
All I'm thinking
I do take in stray animals too. Don't worry. There was definitely
I used to take in stray people too. I don't do that anymore.
All I keep thinking is, where's that adult supervision? You're bringing random people in. Like, okay, sure, you have adult supervision.
His dad
Didn't
is
give
a very sweet soul, but he is a very much a pushover. He didn't know how to say no. He
I was
didn't know
going
how
to
to
say,
swim.
was he just trying to be a friend instead of a parent?
Well, because he had lost his mom, and there was a lot of
Yeah.
guilt involved in that, and there was and again, there's that whole adoption thing where they had kids because they were of a certain age, and they couldn't have kids, so they adopted, but the connection wasn't quite there. With his dad. Like his mom, absolutely, there was no question in in anyone's mind that that was her baby boy. She loved him to pieces. It was great. She was a wonderful, wonderful, if slightly odd woman. I have zero bad memories about her. She was always kind. And I grew up with him, so I knew her all the way through up until the end. So he wasn't working, so I was working full time to pay our bills. I paid the child support, I paid the rent, I paid for our cell phones, I paid like, and I did this working minimum wage because I was a high school dropout.
I'm
And
stressed out.
excuse me, someone came to say hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi, baby.
All right. But yeah, so I was the only one working and paying all the bills and all that, and he was falling further and further down the rabbit hole
Right.
on my
Oh.
dime, of course.
Of course.
And his dad's dime. There were blank check deposits, empty envelope deposits. Like there was a minor fraud happening to keep him funded.
Jeez.
Jesus.
And so at this point, we'd been living together about a year. I'm about 17. And I didn't realize how bad it had gotten. We had just been hanging out in the other spare room of the basement with our friend who was paying rent to live in the other room down in the basement. And he was older than us, which was already problematic at the time, but of course back then you don't realize that either. He was 32 and we were in our late teens. Like it was not a healthy dynamic.
I mean, not great.
Slightly problematic.
Yeah.
But we were all hanging out and we had smoked some pot and we were just chilling, and so this guy was being friendly to me. Not crossing any lines or anything. He was being kind. And this set Joe off. Like, it was almost like I watched something inside his eyes just die. And it was the first time I can remember being afraid. Because at that point, I didn't realize what he had done was abusive. I didn't realize that I was being manipulated. I just wanted somebody to love me. It is what it is. And that's what I kept telling myself. But this night, for whatever reason, our friend, being kind, set him off. And if I get too detailed or graphic or anything, just let me know. But
Dude, it's your story.
yeah, he grabbed me by the back of my hair. So my hair is down past my waist at this point. And it was very thick and very, very long. And it was actually down, which didn't happen very often. It was usually braided and kept out of the way. And he grabbed me by the back of my head, by my hair, and dragged me out of the room where we were with my friend, dragged me through the rest of the basement, threw me into the door frame leading into our part of the basement. Now, this is a 1970s split entry, so the door frames are all that prefab metal. Okay, so we're not talking like the wood that cracks when you hit it. We're talking like the solid sheets of metal that they used to make the door frames. It was all one piece. And he threw me. And the way he threw me, my head came back and hit off the corner of the door frame and split my scalp down from about here all the way across to down here. I found out later he had been coked out, so there was a lot of extra strength that he had access to that I didn't know. I hit the doorframe hard enough, the doorframe popped out of the wall. And if you've ever been around those door frames, they don't do that easy.
My
And
God.
the
Okay,
back
how
of my
much
head,
bigger than you was this guy anyway?
I was
he was about my height. We were both about 5'8" or so, but he was one of those guys who was very in shape without trying.
okay.
I hate those people.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
He was always very, very toned, very, very muscular.
So-
But he never did
so
anything
he's-
to earn it. It was obnoxious. Still is.
But he's strong, like, regardless.
He is strong regardless. He was built very, very solid. So when you
And
think
then
he had like a swimmer's build almost, he was very triangle shaped, so very, very broad and steady through the shoulders,
yeah.
and all of that, and then tapered down a little bit more into his waist. So add the natural strength. And at this point, I was battling all. Chic was the style back then, so we were all trying to be incredibly super skinny. Eating disorders were crazy. So I was 5'8" and like maybe 130 pounds. Maybe. So I'm just like this teeny tiny little thing.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even at the worst of my eating disorder yet. And so I'm just little. He outweighed me by about 50 pounds. Most of it was muscle. And now add to that.
Yeah.
So I hit, and I remember feeling the sharp impact. And I remember hearing the frame let go, because that's a very weird sound, and you don't forget it. And I like slid down the door frame, and I left this trail of really gross, because obviously
Yep.
head wounds
Yep.
are not fun.
Yeah.
And I
No.
slid down the door frame, and I looked up at him, and I'm just in shock at this point because I didn't know what was happening. And he looked at me and he said, "Now you know better than to let anyone ever look at you." And wandered off. So I'm sitting there on the floor, bleeding profusely from a head wound.
Yeah.
And I tried once to crawl up the stairs to go get help. And he told me no.
And you bleed
but
a lot
the
from the head. Like
head-
Jen can
head-
tell you.
the head's. That's.
So the next day,
The next day, you didn't
The
get
next
care?
day-
Where's the care?
nobody cared. Nobody.
No.
The one, our one
no,
friend
no.
was.
Head is
But
open.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. What did you do? Like, how did you contain it?
I wrapped my head in a towel. The next day, he took me to the ER. Told them I had fallen.
Oh,
Right, round of applause here.
Most original excuse
Told them
ever.
you fell?
Told them I
She
fell,
tripped down
Yeah.
some
and that he was
stairs.
worried about me. I had fallen doing yard work. Was what he told them.
I'm gonna make him fall do yard work right on a rake of his ass.
So 32 staples to put the
Oh.
back of my head back together,
God damn, woman.
and a really gnarly scar that has faded a lot over the years, but I have some pretty interesting ridges on the back of my head.
I kind of want to see your scar later, please.
I don't think you can. I've got a lot.
I just tease. I also have split my head open, and you can't see mine either. So
Yeah, hair is a great thing, isn't it? But yeah, so 32 staples, put my head back together, carried on like it was no big deal. Except when he had dragged me by my hair, a whole bunch had been ripped out.
Holy.
Oh, somebody noticed! Somebody noticed!
No, he kept it in a ball in the bedside table.
Ew.
He kept your hair in a ball?
He had it balled up and kept it in the bedside table. Gotta remember, he was also very into witchcraft.
Oh. Oh my.
So that was where I realized I was in trouble.
Yeah.
And over about 6 months, give or take, it started to escalate. Believe it or not, it got worse from there.
I do believe it, unfortunately.
No, I 100% believe it. I've been through it.
It got worse. every time we'd get into a fight, if he had an ability to grip my hair, anything that came out got added to my little souvenir ball that was in the side drawer. I got thrown into the fireplace.
Oh my God, with it.
I
No.
got stabbed.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I got stabbed
With a knife?
with a Bowie knife,
What's that?
an 8-inch Bowie knife.
What's a Bowie
Eight-
knife?
It's
Just
a hunting knife.
Hunting knife.
And I mean an actual hunting knife, like the one you take out to go hunting, not just one of the pretty ones you
Can
keep
I ask
on
where?
display.
Like it's if it's not personal.
On the tailbone. Lower back tailbone area.
Okay. No, because that could have done a holy shoot. That could have done a lot.
I was very, very lucky. He managed it. The bone stopped it.
I wouldn't call that lucky, but yeah, I guess in that.
Actually, no, trust me, that is
No,
lucky.
no, but I
because
mean,
the
it's
damage
like-
you could have done otherwise.
Yes. But I mean, you still got stabbed.
Yeah. I was trying to get away from him, and he came up behind me and stabbed me.
How
I
old are you
think-
at this point?
I'm about 17.
And he's the same. Oh,
We're both 17.
oh my God.
And then out of nowhere, it just stopped. It stopped cold. And he went right back to I love you. He went back to sweet. He went back to supportive. Turns out he was sleeping with a friend of mine, hence the stopping. It's a cycle.
Oh my God.
But anyway, so we end up getting married when I'm 18.
Oh, sweet girl.
So nobody
I
knew.
want to hug you.
And the thing is nobody knew. Because at 18,
You
we
got
didn't
married?
need parental consent. Yeah. We didn't need parental consent. We didn't need anything at 18. Hell, technically, at 16, you can go get a marriage
16.
license.
Yep. Yeah, girl. Yes, girl. 16.
So-
oh, yeah. Believe you me.
Yeah. So we're 18,
Nasty.
and we
It's
got
nasty.
married.
Yeah.
And because things had been good for about almost a year at this point.
He was good for a year?
For about a year.
So
But was he sleeping with that other chick for that full year?
He was sleeping with a lot of people.
Oh.
Oh. Yeah.
Sorry.
So we're about 18 now, and he had started to slide back into controlling things. One of the things he was big on controlling was my food intake. So because he had a very, very, very aesthetic that he wanted me to look like.
Yeah.
I'm a bigger
Barbie?
boned girl.
Me too.
So I was more of think like the Lucy Lawless from the 90s build is kind
Hot.
of what my body is
Hot.
naturally. Thank you. I
Hot.
also agree. She's my hall pass. It's fine.
She's one of mine. Kate Beckinsale's my other one. Thank you very much.
No argument here. That's fine. My other one's Christina Ricci, but you know.
That's my wife's.
But yeah, so that's more my natural build. It was very hourglass, but solid.
Yeah.
At
Like
this
me.
point, I'm still about 5'8". I'd grown a little bit because I was weird and actually grew later than most girls. Turns out I have a hormonal disorder. Who knew? But anyway.
oh shoot.
Sis.
PCOS. Whoop whoop.
Oh no.
So, but anyway, so I was, at this point, I'm about 5'8", and he would restrict my food to about 500 calories a day. Roughly.
That's not
So-
enough.
No, I got
No.
down to being about 112 pounds
Oh.
at my
That's not
smallest.
enough.
So I was, I actually have pictures of me at 17, 18 years old where it's not just you can see my collarbone through things, because you can.
Sorry,
You
go
can
ahead.
see ribs through my clothes. You could see my hip bones
Your cheeks
sticking out.
sunken in. See your cheekbones. Your eyes are sunken in.
everything was, and I kept an illusion of looking fairly healthy in a way because I was a very physically active person. I was working
Yes.
full time. I was taking care of the animals. So I didn't hit a lot of people's radar as bad as I was. They just thought that I was really skinny.
Yep.
Because I could give the illusion that I was healthy. And at this point, we had a very troubled girl from up the street had come to stay with us. She was about 15. So keep in mind, we're 18 now. We're adults. She was about 15. She was having trouble with her parents. I could relate. So I was a sucker, and I'm just like, nope, let me keep you safe. Let me, all of that stuff. And I come to find out that he seduced her. Well, she was a minor. And got her pregnant.
Oh, I knew it.
What?
I knew it. I knew it.
Had me pay for her abortion. And blamed me.
Okay. Can we just take a minute? Can we just take a minute?
Yeah.
So this POS knocked up a 15-year-old. Okay?
Yeah.
As an adult male.
As an adult.
And then made you pay for her to terminate, and then blamed you for said problem.
So,
affair.
Not problem. Not that
Question,
that's a problem.
called it.
Question, did you hold his and shove it in?
You'd think that was the but no, it's because I didn't put out enough.
Enough what?
Okay?
You
now here's the thing. Here's the thing.
I can't, Jen.
He took it from me whether I wanted it or not. So he got it every single damn day.
And that was
Okay? And it wasn't always with consent.
I get that.
Oh, I have so much that I want to just.
So at this point, hold on, buckle up, ladies. We're just getting started.
I'm already buckled.
At this point, now, because I've discovered all of this and had helped quietly clean everything up and deal with all of that and get her home, now, because he didn't have that outlet, now all this violence started to come back to me.
Yep.
So now he played the game of not knowing the difference between BDSM and abuse. He didn't know.
No,
he knew.
No,
but
he knew.
He knew.
He used the word BDSM to abuse you.
Yes.
Big time.
And it started to get bad. It started to get, he wasn't happy unless I was bleeding. So
wait. When you say bleeding, is it down there or in other ways?
All of it.
So not just down there, like.
Not just down there, but yes, down there.
Baby.
He was very, very big into knife play. He was very, very big.
I was gonna just ask that. I was gonna ask, but I was like, I can't ask that. Yep.
You can ask. I told you, nothing's off the table.
He was into knife play. Yep. Okay.
He was very big into knife play. We'll put it this way. I am very heavily covered in tattoos now because I took back my body.
Good for you.
Okay, first of all, yes, queen.
Yes.
Secondly, tattoos are hot.
Yes.
And I'm glad that you took back your body because he doesn't deserve to have anything on you.
He tried to leave his mark on you, but you took back. Yep. Yes.
It's been taking me a few years to get the money together, but yeah, it's something that was very, very important to me. And luckily my husband now is incredibly supportive of.
So good for you, husband.
Okay. Can I ask, is he still in Ontario?
No.
Don't,
because there's more.
Is he in
There's
hell?
lots of stories.
No.
Is he in hell?
I know where he is.
Is he in New Brunswick?
No.
He's okay.
He is not in New Brunswick.
I knew that was what you were going to say.
Nope. But so he was very, very into knife play. One of his favorite things to do is he liked to me with a Jack Daniels bottle.
Oh, does it break?
Once. They had to put about 20 stitches
No.
before I had ever given birth.
Okay. I need a
there's-
minute.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need a minute.
I don't even. I'm sweaty,
I'm so
but
pissed
I
off.
have
My
goosebumps.
hands are sweating.
I want to know
I
who.
wish I could say that was the worst.
Jesus Christ.
For sakes.
Okay.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Does he ever get his?
Well, we're getting there.
Okay, good.
To a point, we're getting there.
Okay.
So, we had escalated back up to the
I'm
physical
getting my
abuse.
blanket too.
Right.
I'm sorry.
No,
So,
don't be sorry.
no, it's because I'm mad.
I know. I'm trying.
So he had started back up with the physical abuse. He had started back up with a bunch of stuff.
What do you
So
mean he
now,
started back up? He never stopped. Sorry.
Well, he gave me a year.
Slow down.
Oh, so things just kept snowballing physically. There are still in that basement room. There are still knife holes in the wall from where he would throw stuff at me. There was on the fireplace. There was part of a headstone that, for whatever reason, one night we had lifted that was broken. Listen, we were great kids, okay? It lived on the fireplace, and he wonders why our house was haunted.
I
But,
don't.
and so this is probably about 300 pounds of solid granite of a cross sitting on top of the fireplace, and he once got so angry at me that he picked it up off the fireplace and threw it at me.
Jesus.
I dodged that one, but I would not be here talking to you if I hadn't.
No, you freaking wouldn't be. That's insane.
You'd be disfigured or
dead.
dead.
Yeah.
Unalived.
Dead.
Sorry, unalived.
He was trying very, very hard to get me there. So we reached 19. We're sitting here at good old 19.
Good for you for reaching 19. Jesus.
I didn't expect to see 20. When I was 19, we found out there were charges pending against him for assault and interference. So,
To who?
going after a minor.
The 15-year-old or a different one?
The girl in question was 13, and the other accusation was against his daughter.
No!
I can honestly say didn't happen on my watch, because I was the one with the little girl when she was with us.
Right.
So if that happened at all, it was not anywhere in the vicinity of me, because I would have laid my life down for that child.
But
yeah, you would have.
I believe you 100%, but there has to be a moment that he was alone with her.
Most likely, but it wasn't when he was at our home.
No, that's just
So I can't comment on that in any way, because I honestly don't have where that came from. I do know one of the other girls in question was 13. Now, she had also lied about her age, and she was believable at that. So it was tricky. He had also made a pass at my younger sister at this point. Caused all kinds of
this guy.
Caused all kinds of drama there. So we found out there were charges pending. So there was a warrant out for his arrest. They were going to be coming to look for him. The same day, we found out I was pregnant. And I kind of kept that back a little bit. I didn't really tell anybody what was going on. He doesn't remember any of it now, like about the pregnancy side of it anyway. Because I was so slender, it was really easy to just hide everything under baggy clothes.
Yep.
Nobody really knew. And I'm one of those people that does pregnancy obnoxiously well when I can get pregnant. I never gain weight. It's always just belly. All other moms hate me. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So it's true. It's
yeah,
fine.
it's fine.
It's fine. No, but I had gotten so good at lying that it didn't even occur to me that I could have reached out for help
Yep.
at this point because nobody would have believed me anyway. And it was March, so it was March. I remember it very, very vividly, unfortunately. And I told him I was leaving. I told him that I was taking my stuff and I was getting out.
You said
I
those
was,
words to him, to his
Yeah,
face
I
in
was
front of
gonna
him?
say
to
that
his
was good.
dad.
Ooh. Yep.
Did you
did.
have like a titanium shield in front of you?
Unfortunately, no. Just a very, very strong, stubborn streak.
Well,
And
sometimes that's
I was
strong enough.
I was 25 weeks pregnant. And he got up calmly, quietly, and walked over to me, picked me up by my belt
No!
and the back of my hair, and threw me down the flight of stairs. Followed me down the stairs and kicked the living shit out of me for, I couldn't tell you how long. It all kind of bled together after a while. And then I guess his high wore off or whatever it was, and he just kind of wandered off into the unknown. I don't know where he went. He just wandered off somewhere, disappeared. And I felt my first contraction that I was aware of. So this is where I throw up the, hey, there's child loss trigger warning here, in case anyone wants to skip this part. I stood my ass up, and I was bloody, and I was bleeding very heavily, and I was bruised, and I looked like I had just been through a hurricane.
Wait.
And I walked myself to the hospital barefoot. I was bleeding the whole way because nobody stopped. Nobody did anything. And I got to the hospital and they confirmed I was in labor. They brought me into the back and I gave birth to a stillborn baby boy who was, his back was broken. His hips were facing the wrong way. And the doctor looked at me in the state that I was in and told me it was my fault.
No!
That I should have just left. And I remember, the last thing I really remember from right then is, and it sounds crazy, but I remember hearing my brain snap.
Mm-hmm.
It let go. I let go. I screamed. I vaguely remember signing the papers to donate him because I couldn't afford to do anything else. And I walked home.
Oh, you poor woman.
Fully expecting that I was going to go home and I was going to die. And not caring.
I mean,
I was completely hollow. The next couple of months after that are kind of a blur. It all kind of bleeds together because it daily routine, get up, go to work, come home, get the shit kicked out of me some days, watch him off with somebody else other days. I was completely numb
You
to everything going
dissociated.
on around me. I fully disassociated. I didn't care. I didn't care what he did to me anymore.
Yeah. Yep.
And to this day, there are adults in my life, people in my life that actually don't even know what happened or don't believe that it happened.
Yeah.
And that was, it was a passive attempt on my part, fully.
You
I
just
went home
wanted
fully
you
expecting
were
him.
at a point where you wanted him to kill you.
I just wanted it to end, and I knew that if I stayed, it would.
Yep.
So, a couple months later, in October, he was arrested.
Good.
And
That's not even good enough. That's not.
Oh.
he went and he was held pending trial, and the first bit of backbone his father ever showed, because his father was home, by the way, for all of this. And the first,
No.
yes,
He needs to go
the
to
first
jail.
bit of backbone his father ever showed was to deny bailing him out.
I mean, that's the
That's
first.
the least.
That's the only manly thing he's ever done, apparently.
He refused to bail him, and he went and he sat in jail for a year because you wait around on trial and for all of that stuff. And in the end, there wasn't enough evidence to keep him because as long as there's reasonable doubt, it happens.
Yep. Yep.
So they offered him a peace bond and told him to get the out of town. Essentially, he wasn't allowed to be within so many meters of a school or around children or any of that stuff. Like your typical peace bond, he had to register as a sex offender and he had to get out of Dodge. So he got out of jail. And okay, well, while he was in jail, I served him with divorce papers, first of all. So take that.
Good for you.
When he got out of jail, I had to play the long game because I had to get him on the plane. So I had to play the game of I'll come with you, but I have to settle everything out here. I've got to make sure all of our stuff gets packed up. I got to make sure the animals go to a good home, whatever.
Yeah.
Played the loving, doting. We can work on our relationship. We can fix it. We can whatever.
That's just, yeah.
Played a part to survive. Got him on the plane. And never saw him again.
My stomach just did a flip when you said that. I'm not even kidding. It just did a flip when you said that.
I put him on the plane and I walked away and I never looked back.
Is he dead today?
Inside? Yes.
No. Physically.
No. Physically, no. He is actually thriving.
Ew. Ew, I hate that.
He struggled for a while out there, and he went out west, as everyone does when they're running from things. And one of his employers forced him to go to inpatient rehab.
So
The only
is
reason
he
I know
clean
that
at
is
least?
because I got one of the calls that you have to make reparation.
Oh, you got the amends
Crap.
call?
Yeah. So that's the only reason I really know
Yourself?
anything. I let him say his piece, and then I told him that, you know what? I can forgive you because I am a human being, and I can forgive you for being an idiot. And I'm like, but I'm never gonna forget.
I'm not
And you don't
forgiving
have any
him.
piece of this anymore. I forgive you for my own peace, not for yours.
Yes.
It's good that you can do that. I can't.
It took a long time.
I hope I never meet this person. Very rarely am I ever.
I'm pretty sure my husband would be in jail if he ever actually crossed paths with him. The worst part is my husband and him share a name.
No.
Yeah. You want to talk about having to get over a hurdle at the start of a relationship.
So that's a sin.
But yeah, yeah.
Okay.
where we ended up.
I've been keeping quiet because anything I say will be used against me in a court of law.
Right?
I hear that a lot.
I
I can't say what I want to say. I can't.
okay.
He doesn't deserve to thrive. That much I can tell you. He deserves to rot.
So I am. Remember earlier when I said it takes a lot to shock me?
Yeah.
Well done, lady. Well done. I honestly like. I've lived my own effed up story.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
It is oddly similar in some aspects to yours. But that story blew me away. No one should ever have to go through what you went through.
It's one of the major reasons I decided, well, I ended up switching my major to psychology.
But to see you with a smile on your face and to know that you've got 3 amazing children, like you thrived, and you honestly, I'm sorry, but him.
Yeah. Don't be sorry.
Thank goodness for your husband, your current husband, because he's obviously good for you. And
Yep.
I'm right there
15
with
years
him.
last week.
You tell him if he needs me, we ride at dawn.
He's a good one. He has stood by me while we worked through my PTSD. He has, because obviously that's a monster I carry, and will carry the rest of my life.
Forever.
And and I didn't just go for regular PTSD. No, I had to get the complex kind because I don't do things halfway.
No.
Why would you? Why would you?
Boring. No, but that was a whole other hurdles because I was misdiagnosed as bipolar for years. Nobody figured out. Nobody could figure out where the overlap was. Turns out there's a lot of overlap between the symptoms. Who knew?
No one can figure that out. Oh my God, get your heads out of your asses.
Well, because you got it for the longest time. A lot of people, because it's been 20 some odd years now. Again, nobody check my age. It's been 20 some odd years now. And the way they dealt with it back then is extremely different.
Yes.
Absolutely.
From the environment and the things we know now. But yeah, it's enough time has passed that I can talk about it a little easier. Mm-hmm. Because I was a kid. And I think the hardest part about that looking back is how every single adult in my life
failed you.
Good intentioned or not, every single adult in my life failed me.
They failed you. Everyone. From the doctor, from your parents, from the school teachers, from
his father,
every adult that's ever, even the people you were working with, you're going to tell me they never noticed anything? All you all failed.
I have a picture. I still
feel
have
guilty
pictures.
for the rest of your life.
Yes.
I still have pictures from around that time where I didn't even notice until somebody had pointed it out. But I'm sitting and I'm playing with my cute little puppy. Like, she was sitting in my lap, and I do mean little. She was a pug shih tzu. She was like this big.
Baby.
Ugliest thing you ever saw, which made her the cutest thing you ever saw. Anyway, so I'm sitting on the couch, and I'm playing with the puppy, and I hadn't even realized down the whole arm that was visible, you could see all of the different bruises. There was like a handprint and bite marks, and you could literally see it all down the arm in various stages of healing. And I didn't know it was there because it was just I was so used to it being there that it never even occurred to me that this is something that people are going to notice in pictures and wonder what was going on.
You don't, and that's the thing, yeah.
It never occurred to me that it wasn't normal because that was all I knew. I spent 7 years. I grew up. I spent 7 years going from child to adult in this situation. I didn't know that it wasn't supposed to be like that.
No. Right. No. Well, yeah, because yes, oh my God.
So it's important to me because a lot of people don't realize how young it can start.
Oh.
And how early
100%.
they can get their fingers in your brain.
their little claws in. Yes.
And I still struggle with making myself small in conflict and trying to hide from stuff. Even when I'm just arguing with my husband, because I mean, we've been together 17 years total. We've been together forever, and we argue. It happens.
It happens.
But even then, I'm not even remotely afraid of him in any way, shape, or form. And I will still cower and make myself small in a fight.
I used to do that too. I just recently stopped, actually.
and I'm working on it, because one of the things he really likes about me is my larger than life personality and the sass and the swear like a sailor and all of that stuff. I try really hard not to, but my default reaction still, because of some of it, is to make myself small.
Like you cower.
And to make myself invisible.
Yep.
Because it was safer.
Yes. 1,000%.
Your brain doesn't stop developing till you're 25. So everything you've learned and know was to dissociate, make yourself smaller and invisible. That's all you know.
It was a lot of hiding, because I had to hide from everybody.
Well, yeah.
I had to hide from absolutely everybody. Yeah. But yeah, it's by the end of it, I found out that over the course of 7 years, there were 374 other people that had come through. And I'm allergic to latex.
Me too.
So they didn't have a lot of non-latex options back then.
No.
Just putting that out there. So I actually had to get regularly screened.
Holy shit.
And I found out later on that it wasn't just women.
No way. Please tell me it was men and not animals.
It was men. It was men.
Okay.
It turns out he was bi. It turns out he was bi, and he was really struggling with that.
But you're in a relationship, so you can't be bi in a relationship, you dumbass.
You're either with somebody or you're not. Your sexuality is what it is. Now, if he had been gay and stepping out and not knowing how to do anything about it, that's a different scenario altogether.
That's a different scenario.
But so I found out after, he hit triple digits over the course. And so any friend I made, male or female, it didn't matter.
That's more than days in a year. Can I just throw that out there?
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah, he was, it came out later on that he had been assaulted by a babysitter when he was younger, and some of that fed into things, but that's not an excuse.
Doesn't make it, no.
For a lot of it.
No, there's the whole theory of two brothers who were raised by an alcoholic father. One became an alcoholic and one never touched a drink.
Exactly.
So you make your own choice. And not that I'm not reacting to the number of people he slept with. I'm just stuck on the abuse that I don't care. You could have said 1,000, and I can't right now in my state, I can't react to this, because to me, him cheating on you 500 times, whatever.
That's the smallest end of it, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and like ask me in a week, and I'll be like, holy right now, I am stuck on the baby and you.
Yes.
This is
I am too.
There's nothing you can say right now that I'll be like, oh my God, like that was it for me. That was
and it was, the delivery was traumatic enough. It caused a lot of problems later.
It's not that it's not an issue that he cheated on you 300 times. I just can't react to it because
it's
But that directly caused trouble with me having pregnancies later on. I mean, yes, the PCOS obviously doesn't help, but there was damage.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There was damage. So I had
not just physically, but mentally, like everything.
I had one pregnancy after him because I was lost after he first went away, because I didn't know what my life was. It had been him forever, so I was lost. I was still a kid.
You didn't know who you were without him. Yeah. Unfortunately,
I didn't know who I was. I found myself pregnant. The baby didn't make it. He was a micro preemie that was just outside of viability. So when I got pregnant with my oldest later on, I was like, oh my God, if this one doesn't stick, I'm done. Yeah. They can scoop all the bits out. I'm never having kids. I can't do this. No. And my oldest son, it was a complicated pregnancy because of the damage as well.
Yeah.
And he was a twin, which made it even more complicated. And the twin spontaneously aborted, which didn't help anything either. And all said and done, as a direct result from the trauma, I have had 10 miscarriages overall. There is a 9-year gap between my oldest and my middle.
Oh my God.
So, and a lot of it, yes, the PCOS contributes,
Well,
but
yes, but the trauma you sustained.
The
yeah.
damage was the worst part. They ended up taking my uterus last year. I had a hysterectomy last year. And it turns out that all of the scar tissue and because there was a lot of scarring, all of the scar tissue and all that had turned into adeno, and the adeno had turned cancerous.
Holy.
So when they gave me a hysterectomy, we also found out that I had cancer as a direct result of the trauma caused to my uterus, causing my uterus to do things.
There's a special place in hell for this piece of... I'm just saying that.
So, yeah, I have been reclaiming my skin, bits and pieces of it. I've been covering things up and claiming it all for me, putting my personality loud and proud.
Good girl. You are
out on the skin.
Freaking beautiful human. You're a beautiful human.
You really are.
You shine when you smile. You shine.
Yeah. You're so strong, and I can't even put into words like how proud I am of you, but also I don't want to focus on him, but I'm stuck there. I'm just stuck there, and all I want is for him to suffer for years and years. I want him to suffer physically, emotionally. I want him to suffer, and I want to see it. I want it live streamed.
I'm pretty sure that anybody who knows me now, there would be a lineup right there with you. I should probably sell popcorn.
I'll speak the line. Jen and I will
really.
speak the line.
Right.
Yeah.
I will, man. I will.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot. It's the physical damage is something I'm probably never going to fully recover it, and some of it. Okay, as a paramedic, you're going to love this one. I have a total of 18 concussions. And
God.
Yeah, I'm a medical miracle right now. They have no idea how my cognitive ability is still as good as it is.
I was going to say, that's insane.
I'm knocking on wood real hard. Now, some of that obviously came after the fact, but my first 6 or 7 came from him. But obviously, after you've had one concussion, it gets routinely easier.
Oh, 1,000%.
As it goes, and they build on top of each other. Now add an autistic child who's nonverbal to that. So, Mike, I have an exceptional... there's been a lot of concussions. There's been a lot of head trauma. There's a lot of injury trauma that I still deal with. I have severe carpal tunnel because my wrist was broken in the same spot about 4 or 5 times.
Jesus.
It's like I said, there's scar tissue that gets in the way of certain things. Sometimes my knee is shot. They wanted to do a full knee replacement on me at 19. They're finally like, we just need to put a whole new one in. And I'm like, I can't afford to be off work, guys.
Yeah, right?
And I was told that I would never walk unassisted. The damage was so severe after all the abuse and everything that I was told I would never walk unassisted. Fuck that, doctor. I do it anyway. But,
right.
I mean, I'm going to pay for it as I get older.
I mean, we're all going to pay for shit like that.
My knee's about an inch smaller than the other one. Because the tendons are still intact. Believe it or not, the tendons are still intact, but I still have no ligaments because that doesn't grow back. So
no, that shit don't grow back.
So, and then you add the scarring and all of that stuff, and it's there's a lot of physical stuff that I will be dealing with. I will be carrying for a very, very long time.
I have a last question.
Go ahead.
Well, our show is called Grippy Sock Talk. So if you had to choose to be in the psych ward with any person, real, alive, whatever, who would it be and why?
Whatever.
All right.
Whatever.
Okay. But that is okay. So there's 2 people. Because I can't choose. Okay. Because there's 2 people. One of them would 110% be Lucy Lawless. Just period, done, end of discussion. That woman saved me.
Oh,
She was the first woman on TV who showed me you could be sexy, you could be a badass, you didn't have to be defined by your past, and you could swing your own goddamn sword. That woman is like, literally, like, I'm not even kidding. She takes up like
yes.
half of my arm. All right. I
Oh
also have
my
Autolycus
God.
down here, and Callisto's on my back. So like,
Oh my
Love it.
God.
she's Lucy's a no doubter to the point my husband is well aware that I would leave his if she ever showed up at the door and asked me to. It is what it is. He's aware. He's fine with it. He just says, "Hey, send me pictures." So we're fine.
Me
I love
too.
your husband. Love.
Awesome. And then the other person, it would be a toss-up, but it would either be Bruce Campbell, because who doesn't like to laugh?
I mean,
And the honesty that comes out of him. If you've ever read any of his books, his autobiographies, the way he writes, the way he talks about his experiences, the good and the bad, he owns up to his as much as he owns up to everything else. And he's just so uniquely humble and human and funny, and just seems like he'd be a fun guy to share a doob with.
awesome.
Yeah.
Sit around, right? And it just does. But on the flip side of that, it would be Matt Smith, because I am a huge Doctor Who fan. I literally have an entire arm dedicated. It's all over my wall back here.
Amazing.
Again, for the same reasons, as it taught me that you didn't have to wield a weapon to be a hero. You didn't have to. Using your heart and using your brain are what make you a hero, or what make you important. And you can do it while being different as you want to be. And you are still the hero. So the reason I say Matt Smith is because his doctor was the first to come across in such a way that you could see that he might be on the spectrum.
Right
Okay.
on.
And I really, as someone who lives in the trenches with that 24/7, it means a lot when such a major TV character that's been on the air as long as Doctor Who has, and has been through all of the things Doctor Who has, and the hero still wields his brain
Yeah.
and his differences as his weapon of choice. Like one of
I
the
love
lines
that.
he says with David Tennant as the doctor was, "You want weapons? We're in a library. We have all the weapons in the world."
That legit just gave me goosebumps. I love that.
Wow.
I love that. I love that.
And Doctor Who has been there for me through a lot of people too. So those would be my options,
That's great.
because it's a psych ward. You can't just have one person.
No.
We're all crazy in here.
Touche, dude. Touche.
Yes. Well, this has been
A lot.
probably one of the most intense. It is the most intense story we've had. My brain cannot function right now. My
As you can
brain
tell.
is okay.
There's a lot happening.
There's a lot, and also I'm dissociated. Like I think I dissociated for 3/4 of this episode, but I heard you. But I was in another
Just
world.
trying not to hear you.
Like I talk a lot. I don't shut up. But
me neither.
all I can say is thanks, like from the bottom of my heart, for sharing such a traumatic life experience at such a young age. But I do hope that if anyone's watching this, that they take care of your kids, watch over them, watch for the signs. Even if you're an adult, like it can happen in adulthood too. Like just
Yes.
look after your
Know the
loved
signs.
ones. Know the signs, like
don't
especially
be
And
scared to
know
ask
that
for
they
help.
aren't always going to be ready to hear you.
No.
For the
Yeah.
longest time,
No.
I
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
in a position where I would have listened to anybody.
Me neither.
So you have to be prepared that when you see the situation, that they aren't necessarily going to be ready, and you have to tell them anyway.
Exactly.
Because
yeah.
if you put the bug in their ear,
Mustard
even
seed.
if they're not ready,
Mustard
It'll
seed.
the
build.
voice is there.
It'll build.
Have the hard conversations. Pay attention to what's going on with your
Yep.
kids. Pay attention what's going on with their partners, with their relationships, because
Yes.
you're going to miss shit. Nobody is perfect, but we should all know enough
Yeah.
In this day and age, there's no excuse.
No.
With the internet
Nope.
and everything, we
Nope.
all should know enough. And if your kid is in a serious relationship at the age of 13, that's your first red flag.
Ding, ding,
Because
ding.
a child doesn't know.
No. Exactly.
Exactly. And on that note, yeah, thank you. That was great advice. Thank you for sharing. I don't know what to tell you
Yes.
guys.
Guys,
Like,
I
share, I don't know. Like, share,
like, share.
subscribe. I'm done.
We'll see you next time. Thanks
I'm
for
done.
watching.
Bye.
We love you.
Bye.